Hey guys, welcome back to math class. Today we are looking at inequalities with rational numbers in them. And again, this is going to fall very much like our equation work, so there's not really steps to do, but we are going to work through some examples. Remember that with inequalities, anytime you multiply or divide by a negative on both sides of the inequality sign, you have to flip your inequality sign left to right. All right, so let's look at our first example. Okay, here we go with our first example. Notice that this, besides this less than sign right there, this is very much like when we did equations with decimals. And when we did equations with decimals, one of the tricks, not tricks, hate the word tricks, one of the methods that we could use to change this equation to be more friendly was to multiply by tens to move that decimal place over. So I see that each number only has one decimal place. So what 10, 100, or 1,000, 10,000, which one of those could I multiply each of these numbers by that would make them whole numbers? If I multiply everything by 10, that is going to make all of those digits whole numbers. And remember, when I'm working with equations and inequalities, as long as I play by the rules, I can do anything I want to. So multiplying by 10 on both sides still keeps things equal. So now I'm going to do 10 times 0.7 is 7 minus 10 times 4.5 now becomes 45 z's. That less than sign doesn't change. What about 10 times 0.5? That would be 5z plus, and 1.3 times 10 would be 13. Now it just looks like an inequality with variables on both sides. So the first thing I want to look at is eliminating or canceling out my variables. So I can either add 45 z's or subtract 5 z's. And since my goal is a positive variable, I'm going to add 45 z's. So plus 45 z's here and plus 45 z's there. This is canceled. I'm left with 7. And 5 z's plus 45 z's equals 50 z's plus 13. And now I need to cancel either the 7 or the 13. One of these moves is going to leave my variables on one side and my numbers on the other. And that is subtracting 13. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to minus the 13. Minus 13. What is 7 minus 13? Negative 6. And then canceled is 50 z's. And my last step here, dividing by 50. Now I'm going to leave this a fraction because I see that these are both divisible by 2's. So it's going to be negative, if I simplify by 2's, divide by 2. So that's negative 3 over 25. And then at any point, did I multiply or divide by a negative on both sides? I did not, so I get to keep this sign. So my final answer is negative 3 over 25 is less than z. Now, when I graph it, scooch over. Let's say this is my answer. Z is going to be bigger than this. So this is negative 3 over 25. So this would be, let's say, 0, and this is negative 1. Let's be real simple here. Which one of these numbers is greater than negative 3 over 25? 0 is greater than this negative 3 over 25. I'm tight on space, so I'm not going to, so I know I'm going to shade towards the 0. If you get stuck and you're getting confused because you're working with negatives, right is greater, left is less. But I do not like the whole inequality. If it points this way, then shade that way. If it points that way, then shade that way. Because if you are used to that rule, since the variable's on the right side here, that might mess you up. Now, open or closed circle. This one is going to be an open circle because it is a less than sign. All right. Don't panic. I see fractions, but we know, just like last time with our equations, I can multiply to make these whole numbers. So I look at my denominators. I have 4, 2, and 3. And I need to multiply the entire equation or the entire inequality by a common multiple of 4, 2, and 3. What is the least common multiple for 4, 2, and 3? 12. And if you struggled getting that, you can count by 4, 2, and 3s. So 4, 8, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 3, 6, 9, and 12. So that's how we get there. So I'm going to multiply everything by 12. And remember, when I'm multiplying by my fractions, that's 12 over 1. Over here, that's 12 over 1. So 12 times 1 is 12. 1 times 4 is 4. X minus 12 times 3, 36. Less than or equal to 12 times 1 is 12. 1 times 2 is 2. This is a negative. X plus 12 times 1, 12, and 3 times 1 is 3. Now I can simplify. I can simplify those fractions to make them whole numbers. 12 divided by 4 is 3x minus 36 is less than or equal to negative 12 divided by 2, negative 6x plus, and 12 divided by 3, 4. And now I solved this inequality like I solved all the other ones. So I am going to look at my variables first. Again, I'm shooting for a positive variable, so the move I want to make here is going to be adding 6x to both sides. That cancels, leaves me 4. And that leaves negative 36. And 3x's plus 6x's is 9x's. Now from here, I'm going to add 36 to both sides. Which leaves me with 9x and 40. I'm out of space, so I'm going to move over here. So I end up with 9x and 40. And then lastly, divide by 9, divide by 9. And that's going to be x and 4 would be 36. 4 and 4/9. I started with less than or equal to. At any point, did I multiply or divide by a negative on both sides? I did not. So I keep my less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. All right. I think that's enough practice. Here's one for you to do on your own. All right, guys. Good luck. I will see you guys next time. Have fun practicing. Bye.